All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's episode, we're going to talk about Killer Instinct. Killer Instinct on the Arcade1up. How the heck are they going to pull off an arcade-accurate emulation of Killer Instinct on something that's a slower speed processor like the Arcade1up uses? Well, here's how they're going to do it. They're going to partner with a company called CodeMystics. Now, you guys know CodeMystics because they did the Death Adder cabinet, they did the recent Outrun cabinet, they did Star Wars and NBA Jam, and those are all the top cabinets that Arcade1up has done. So CodeMystics is naturally the right company to do this, but they've actually already done it. But what makes them unique is the Focal emulator that they've developed. So the Focal emulator, there's some key things about it. It's really meant to create efficiency and accuracy of emulation, right, using modest platforms. I'm gonna repeat that, modest platforms. So they've built an emulator that's purpose-built to be used on modest platforms while getting high frame rates and high performance. So this is where MAME emulation of Killer Instinct and this differ, right? Because MAME is all open source, it's all community driven. So unless someone in the community is optimizing MAME to run on slower single board computers, such as the Raspberry Pi, it's gonna struggle to emulate this game. We all know the Raspberry Pi can't emulate it very well, especially the Pi 3, the 3B, the 3B Plus, like it doesn't emulate it well. The 4, it's starting to get better, but here's where you see the connection here. As those processors got faster, Killer Instinct is getting better at running the game. It's getting better at running Killer Instinct. But that's no surprise. They're throwing hardware at the issue because no one is sitting there optimizing MAME for slower single board computers. However, that's where the Focal emulator is awesome because they are optimizing it for more modest platforms. So they're able to pull off games on a much more modest processor than, let's say, MAME, because MAME, you can run Killer Instinct all day on MAME. If you throw it on like an i5 processor, you can throw it on an old PC, it'll work just fine. But the single board computers everyone's using, it doesn't run it that well. It still has some challenges even today when it's overclocked on a Pi 4. So let's dive in a little bit more. So why would they even choose CodeMystics? Well, because CodeMystics already did Killer Instinct for the Xbox One. They did the Killer Instinct Classic for Killer Instinct 1 and 2, and I'll show you that right now. This is that version. So they've already built it. It's already done, right? I mean, they already have it. It has leaderboards on it, which is awesome. It's got online play, so you can go online and play it with other people, which is killer. And CodeMystics prides themselves on the netcode that they've actually developed to be really good for online play, especially fighting games. And the other cool thing is if you go to the options menu and you go under display settings, you can set things like the screen size, you can set the scaling effects. So if you want to put on things like scan lines, you can select that here. You can turn borders on and off if you're using it on a widescreen display. You can change the blood level, right? Of course, we're always gonna keep that on high. And then if you look at game settings, you can change the difficulty. So these are all dip switch settings that you would have had in the arcade board, but they even give you access to that. So if you go to game settings and you go to test mode on, and then you go into the game, watch, I'll go play. They actually, before we do that, there's two versions of the game too. So both ROMs are actually here, the 1.4 version and the 1.5 version. So I don't know whether Arcade1up is gonna have both versions, but hey, you know what? Why not tell them? In this video, use the comment section to tell them what you want, because they're gonna watch this video. So if you want both versions, tell them. And hey, maybe they'll do it, maybe they won't, but at least we told them. Right? We told them what we wanted. So hey, check it out. So now I start the final version of the classic version, and it's gonna go straight into the test menu. This is the actual menu that an arcade owner would be able to go to adjust a whole bunch of things. You know, what the game costs, things like that. Game adjustments such as the pricing, whether you want free play on or off, the computer difficulty, right? So you can see I can adjust the computer difficulty and all of that stuff. The winning streak. So it says reset high scores after a certain number of games. So there's a bunch of cool features that they baked into this thing, which is awesome because this means we have the potential to see these features pop up in the Arcade1up version because CodeMystics is the one that's doing it. So I'm super pumped up about it. I think they're gonna do a really good job. CodeMystics hasn't failed us yet. They've done awesome so far. The other thing I wanted to mention is Killer Instinct had a couple firsts. One of the firsts is that it was the first arcade game to use these internal hard drives. You know, you guys know what a hard drive is, right? Spinning drives, right? Maybe depending on how old you are, maybe you don't remember spinning drives, right? Because everyone uses flash nowadays. Everyone uses flash solid state. So no one uses spinning drives, but those that did, this was one of the first games to use it. So it used both a game ROM and an internal hard drive. Now, if you go to try to emulate this game and you just download the ROM, it won't work because people are like, what the heck? It won't work. And it's because it has a CHD file, and that CHD file is actually a rip of that hard drive image. And what's interesting about it is they used Silicon Graphics computers to create these pre-rendered sprites and backgrounds. So it was actually pretty demanding hardware. Although the Ultra 64 hardware that it advertised is not even what it was using, which is really funny. It was actually using Midway's technology. So there's a little bit of interesting tidbits if you feel like reading it, but it says the Ultra 64 hardware is proprietary hardware, co-developed by Rare and Midway, but it says the hardware uses a 64-bit CPU and the Nintendo 64 file format, but not the Nintendo 64 memory media or graphics technology. So there's like a debate whether or not it actually was Nintendo's technology or Midway's, but whatever. I don't know. I don't really know the whole story on that, so I'll digress if we go that direction. But the other thing I wanted to state really quick is how other things about this cabinet being authentic. There's a couple things that we're not quite finished yet. So when we saw the render of this for CES, the screen was upright. Now, if you guys know the original arcade machine, it actually had a slant to it. Now, I would like to see them have the slant as well. And if you would as well, then let's tell them I want the slanted screen. So if you look, this is a design diagram that's from Tastemakers or Arcade1up, and you'll notice they do have the design already set to actually have the display tilted back. Now, we haven't seen a full render of that, but they have that in development, and they are saying that's what they're going to do. The control panel will still come out flat, but if you want the control panel to come out more like it does on the original Killer Instinct Arcade, perhaps we can put in the comments below and scream really loud. Now, I don't know if they're going to hear us. I don't know if they're going to care, but at least if we tell them, then at least we did our due diligence. We at least said, look, we want it. Give it to us. So in the comments below, I want you guys to blow up the comments of this video with all of the things you want to see in this Killer Instinct cabinet, because if you do that, I will show them the video and be like, look, 5,000 of my closest friends just watched this, and they all said they want the tilted screen. They said they want the tilted control panel, and maybe we don't get everything, but at least we know we tried. And look, you're probably asking yourself, why would I go through all this effort? I could just go buy the original cabinet. Yeah, sure you could, but have you seen how much Killer Instinct costs right now? The Killer Instinct PCBs themselves go for thousands of dollars. The cabinets are super hard to find. So this is most people's only option. So we gotta do this. We gotta do it, and we gotta get it right? And the dip switches, I think that's gonna be a given because they're working with Code Mystics, but we should tell them that too. Absolutely say, these are our non-negotiables. You have to have the dip switches or else no buy. You have to have the slanted screen or else no buy. You have to have the slanted control panel. I'd say that's a bonus, right? If we can get that, that's a bonus, because I think they're far in the development where they can't do that. We want online gameplay or no buy. So tell them what we want. That way we show it to them. I think that's awesome. So let's do that. Let's make sure this video blows up in the messages, and I will show them this video. I'll be like, John D, I'll tie him, I'll strap him down, I'll duct tape him to a chair, and I'll say, watch this right now. This is what we demand. This is what the community demands, so do it. Anyway, that's it, guys. If you enjoy this video, give me a thumbs up. Consider subscribing to this channel right here to get more content just like this. Turn on notifications so you can be informed of other videos. And that's it for now, guys. We will see you on the next one.
Don't mess with Saber Wolf full of... Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh, that's it! Fulgore, you're going... Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. What's with the lasers, dude? Oh, dude. All right, that's it. I'm feeling it, guys. I am totally feeling this. Come on! The question is, can Fulgore hang with me? That's the question you need to ask yourself. Oh wait! Oh!